Hello and welcome back, everyone, to our Magic the Gathering set explorations. And in this episode, Cloud has decided that we will be exploring Hour of Devastation.
The Hour of Devastation. Anubis's domain, yes.
Nicol Bolas's domain. Well,
From
not
the set
well, he wasn't
of-
born here either, but yeah.
From the block of Amonkhet, and we already have done Amonkhet, but the sands hide even more mysteries, like Gurdat's corpse after I bury him.
And you will most certainly bury me, and then you will resurrect me, because that's the plot line for this set. I want to get this out of the way early because I've already kind of hinted at it. I don't actually like this set. I like this set for its lore and its story, and a lot of the singles in this set. But as a set to actually play with on its own, my God, is this thing fucking dependent on Amonkhet.
Hell yeah, it is. There are a bunch of cards that, I mean, on their own, they're okay, but there are critical pieces missing that fully unlock their potential.
Mm-hmm. All right. And with that, let us begin.
Yes.
And roll die.
So everybody knows that the first step to becoming Pharaoh is winning a children's dice roll. And I see we have tied. There's only a 0.625% chance of that happening. There is an even smaller probability of that happening. Let's do a third die roll. 17 beats
right.
your 14.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll keep. I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna keep.
All right. Well, first I'm gonna pass the game board to me. Thank you. And then I'm gonna take a mulligan. Okay. Oh, these mulligans. This hand is actually playable, thank God, and I will start with it. And yeah, I'm gonna start with a swamp. Is what he did, and then I will pay that swamp's mana in order to cast a Traveler's Amulet. Traveler's Amulet has no effect until I have the mana I can use to spend it, so I'm going to end my turn.
Alright then, my go. Traveler's Amulet is honestly a really good goddamn card. But, by the way, Cloud, we're both running black.
But it's kind of hard to avoid.
It is hard to avoid because a lot of the single most powerful cards in the set are in black, and I kind of needed the stuff that was in black in order to even try to build anything out of this.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my swamp, and I'm going to sacrifice my Traveler's Amulet, which was in the creature zone for some reason, and I'm going to search my library for a basic land card, reveal it. It's a forest. I'm going to put said forest in my hand, use it for my land play, pay 1, and I'm going to put down another Traveler's Amulet.
Nice.
And I will end my turn.
Alright.
This set has a lot of answers for the old card advantage problem in this game.
Alright, I'm going to spend 2 to cast the Adorned Pouncer. Woohoo!
Kitty. It's a 1/1 with double strike, and it is fearsome. It will scratch you.
It will scratch you, and then it will scratch you again.
Yes.
Adorn Pouncer is gifted with another keyword, Eternalize, which is one of the new mechanics from this set. It's effectively an upgraded Embalm, but it's significantly more expensive. What it does is it allows you to exile the creature that has Eternalize and create a 4/4 black zombie token with all the keywords on it. So yeah.
Okay, for my main phase play, I'm going to spend a forest, sacrifice the amulet, search my library for a basic land card. It is a plains. I'm going to show you it's a plains. Put it in my hand. Throw it back out there, and then pay 2. And I'm going to cast my own Adorned Pouncer.
Your own Adorned Pouncer.
Yes. Looking pretty similar here. The sands
very similar.
I
mean, outside the game, I know our decks cannot possibly be that similar, but... Okay. I'm going to put down another swamp, and then... I'm going to spend 1 in order to cast God Pharaoh's Faithful.
The Faithful.
Trying to think. Do I want to do this
that
now?
serve.
You know what? I do because I want to actually get ahead on life. I'm going to spend 2 in order to cast Grind, one of the new
Grind.
Aftermath cards.
Uh-oh.
And
Put a 1/1
arrow.
counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Damn it.
And
Okay, so my Adorned Pouncer is now dead because it has 0 toughness.
and because I cast a black spell whilst I had got Pharaoh's Faithful on the field, I gain 1 life. Woohoo!
Nice. That's a
All
good
right.
combo.
And I'm going to swing at you for 2.
All right, 1 for the first strike and 1 for regular combat damage.
All right. And with that, I will end.
Well, damn it. Because if there's one thing that I did not test is whether my opponent was actually going to be running removal. And I see that, yes, indeed, my opponent is running removal.
Grenade is an asshole. He always runs removal of some kind.
I'm going to put down a Desert of the Glorified that has cycling.
Ooh.
But I don't need cycling right now. What I need are creatures. I'm going to pay 3 in order to cast the Obelisk Spider.
All right, then.
This is a 1/4 creature. He has lots of toughness. He also says that whenever he deals combat damage to a creature, that creature gets a -1/-1 counter, which is different than Infect or Wither because it specifically only puts one -1/-1 counter, and the number of -1/-1 counters happens to be equal to his power. Whenever I put 1 or more -1/-1 counters on a creature, each opponent loses a life and I gain a life. So there.
Which is nice. All right. So, okay, I'm going to put down a Plains, and then I'm going to spend 4 mana and cast Steadfast Sentinel.
Nice.
Yay!
It's another Eternalizer.
It is. And with that, yeah, I'll end my turn.
Very cool. He doth not attack, because he knows that his pouncer would be pounced back. Let's see now. I think that the move here is I need to spend this Plains, 1 mana, to cast a 3rd Traveler's Amulet. I'm going to spend a black, sacrifice the amulet, search my library for a 3rd basic land card. It's going to be an island. I'm going to put this basic land card in my hand, play it for my land play, and then I will pay 2 mana in order to cast the Wretched Camel.
Ooh.
And because I do control a desert land, it's the Desert of the Glorified, when the camel dies, target player discards a card.
Which is very nice.
Yes. And now, let's see. Nice. Except not really nice. I need to think for a moment. Yeah, thinking is done. I am going to go into my combat step. I'm going to swing at you for 1.
All right, and I'll block with my God Pharaoh's... Well, yes, I'm going to block with my God Pharaoh's Faithful.
Okay, God Pharaoh's Faithful is blocking the attack. He is a 0/3 creature because he has a -1/-1 counter. Obelisk Spider deals damage to him, and because he gets a -1/-1 counter, the Faithful, you lose a life, which you have done, and I gain a life, which I have done. And that is my turn.
All right, then. Okay, I'm going to put down another swamp. And then I am going to attack with my Adorned Pouncer and my Steadfast Sentinel.
Nice. I am going to block. Yes, blocking is the move. And I'm going to block your Steadfast Sentinel there.
All right.
Going to the damage step.
So you take 2 from Adorned Pouncer. Wretched Camel dies. And I get to choose the discard. So I am going to choose to discard my God Pharaoh Servant.
Nice. Another God Pharaoh's Faithful.
Sorry.
You watch your ass. Yes.
And with that, I will end.
Card control. Okay. So now the things are getting a little dicier in the lands of the sands. Okay. I am going to pay 2. These 2 to cast a Feral Prowler.
All right.
It's another kitty cat. And when this cat dies, I draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
I also am going to pay 2 I am going to tap into a cycle ability, the Vile
Okay.
Manifestation. So it has cycle 2. I will draw a card and discard the manifestation.
I love Vile Manifestation. If I actually thought that cycling was the way to go for this set, I would have definitely considered running him.
And I'm going to end my turn
All right then.
after I make a land play with the Desert of the Indomitable.
Yep. Each of these deserts are actually shaped after the god they're supporting. Glorified
Right.
is Bantu, Indomitable is Ranis. All right, I'm gonna put down another swamp. Then I'll pay 4 mana, 1, 2, 3, 4, in order to cast another Steadfast Sentinel.
Nice. The armies are
And
growing.
with that, I will end.
Yeah, he doth not attack. It worked. That means that now is the time for vengeancing. Put down a swamp. I'm going to pay 2 to cast a Dagger of the Worthy.
All right then.
And then I'm going to pay another 2, and I'm going to equip the Dagger of the Worthy to my Feral Prowler.
Okay.
So now it gets +2/+0, making it a 3/3 creature. 3 is now a 3/3 creature, and it has an ability called Afflict.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you block it, the blocking player loses a life automatically. That occurs during the Declare Blocker step. I'm going to pay another 2, and I'm going to cast a second Dagger of the Worthy.
All right.
And now I'm going to go into my combat step. I'm going to swing into you for 3.
All right. I will choose to take 3 damage and declare no blockers.
Very good, sir. I will end my turn.
All right then. You do not have your second planes yet. And you don't have the ability to generate it either. Huh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down planes, and then I'm currently at 7, which means I can't actually do the amazing things that I want to do, but I can set up for doing them. Ahem. So I'm going to spend 3 mana in order to cast Bantu's Last Reckoning.
God damn it.
Oh, and I gain a life.
Because you casted a black spell. Nice. And yes, Bantu's Last Reckoning destroys every creature, but lands you control don't untap during your next untap step. Very dicey.
Yes.
Dagger of the Worthy falls off of the cat. If I could find the fucking unattach button. There it is. The cat dies. When it dies, I draw a card.
Yep. All 5 of the gods actually have one of these cards. They're stupidly powerful, but they all come with the your stun next turn set rule set.
So basically, you have exerted, and exert is a keyword they put in this set. Exert basically means, if I may add the errata, is that an exerted permanent gets an exert counter. At the beginning of your upkeep, if a permanent with an exert counter was untapped during the untap step, remove the exert counter and then tap it.
I just think of it as a frost effect.
I don't know how to denote the frost effect, unfortunately, my good sir. I just can't.
They just stay tapped.
I can't even.
They just stay tapped for that turn. So
what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pay 5, 1 green and 3 colorless, in order to cast the Majestic Myriarch.
ooh, it's a 2/2.
It is not actually. It is actually a 2/2 because I realize that it's twice the number of creatures I control that determines its power and toughness, which is pretty damn cool. So this dude is a 2/2 creature.
Majestic Myriarch is honestly a really damn cool critter, but you don't have anything else on your board aside from the daggers, so.
Well, it means on my next turn begins the Devastation. Myriarch also has an ability that says that it gains abilities at the beginning of every combat, both my combat and my opponent's combat, based on the abilities of the creatures I control.
And wait, 1, 2, 3.
3. Very good, sir.
All right. All right, and with that, I will end.
Honestly, Gerdad, I don't think that the move was to nuke the field with Bantu's Last Reckoning.
Oh yes, it was. It totally was. The only big problem that I didn't actually account for was Prowler.
Yes, the Prowler. He prowls. He scowls. I need to think for a moment. I'm looking at my graveyard. So the only creature with Eternalize in my graveyard right now is the Pouncer, but I don't have the second white. I need to actually Eternalize him. And
Exactly.
I think a 4/4 black zombie with double strike is pretty goddamn fearsome. Which you are about to sick on me, but I happen to know. Okay, the move here is I'm going to spend this island and a green. I'm going to cycle another Vile Manifestation that goes to the graveyard. I draw a card. It was an awesome card. I will play it. I will pay 2 to cast the Hope Tender.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to spend another 2 to equip the Dagger of the Worthy, the second one, to the Majestic Myriarch. His base power and toughness is 4/4 because it's twice the number of creatures I control. And then he gets plus 4. So now it's an 8/4. Here it comes. And to start a combat, I'm going to swing into you for 8.
All right. I will take 8 to bring me down to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And the turn is yours, holy man.
All right. Now my land's on tap. Ha-ha.
Aha!
All right. So I'm going to spend 5 mana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in order to eternalize my Etern Pouncer.
Damn.
And he goes to...
Ah, look at that token. I love that they made tokens for it.
Mm-hmm. And with that, I will end.
Doesn't it have haste?
Well, even if it does have haste...
Actually, no, it doesn't have haste. I thought it had haste.
Even if it does have haste, the play here is most certainly not to attack with it.
Very good, man. Very good. Okay. So, yes, we have a double striker in play. Double strikers are quite fearsome. I'm going to cycle for the first play. Tap a green and a colorless. I'm going to cycle the Desert of the Indomitable. Send it to the graveyard. Draw a card. I need to check my graveyard to see how many cards with cycling are in my graveyard right now. 1.
I think right now it's 4.
2, 3. I have 3 cards with cycling in my graveyard, which is not quite as impressive as I need it to be right now. Thinking time. I am going to cycle again. Let's throw out a black and a second black. I'm going to cycle another Vile Manifestation. Draw a card. And then I am going to spend... fuck. Yeah, that first strike ability is going to kind of puffle my Ghiblies just a little bit, which is why I am going to make you chump. Tap 2 for the Resilient Kenra.
All right.
Resilient Kenra says that target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is his power. His power is 2. I am going to target the Majestic Myriarch, but that's not all. Because now I have more creatures on the board, Majestic Myriarch's base power and toughness goes up.
Yep.
So now it is a 10/6 creature because of the daggers, but it gains an extra 2, so it's a 12/6 creature until end of turn.
Yep.
Going into my combat step, I'm going to swing into you with my Majestic Myriarch.
All right. And I will block with my Adorned Pouncer.
Okay. Now his first strike damage is not enough to kill him, so they will kill each other.
Yep.
And you take no damage. Unattach. Unattach. And kill the Myriarch. And, well, I mean, technically I do still have a play here. I'm going to go to my second main phase. I am going to tap a white, and I'm going to exert and tap the Hope Tender. Hope Tender gets an exert counter. But when I exert him, I can untap 2 target lands, not just 1. It's going to be these 2 swamps. I'm going to spend these 2 swamps to pay the equip cost for my Dagger of the Worthy, attach it to the Kenra. Kenra is now a 4/2 creature.
Yep.
Increase power 1, increase power 2, and I'm going to end my turn.
All right, then.